Hello, everybody. You know, it feels as if all I do is afternoon rabbles. You do one and then you go, right, that's 24 hours to the next, and then boom, they're here. Not that I'm complaining. I do very much enjoy them. But hello and welcome along, everybody. Brought to you by the Rabble Network, the Rangers Rabble Podcast. This is your afternoon Rabble, and I'm Martin. Hello, and I am joined today by Alan and his very snazzy retro Scotland top. Alan, how are you?
Yeah, feeling a wee bit better after Saturday. A wee bit better, slightly better. But aye, I'm all right, mate. Hope everybody else is doing good as well. I mean, it's a scorcher outside, so aye, maybe we've got a wee bit of sunshine we can enjoy.
I can't mind the last time I was outside. But aye. Do you know what's making it worse? The fact that we've got a European game and then a cup game. So there's a bit of
Yeah,
a wait until the next league game. I think
isn't it?
that's what's making it worse. But let's start with something completely different today, Al, shall we? We'll
Sure.
get to Mendy in a wee minute. It looks as though he has chosen Rangers over other suitors that he has had, and the fees around, I think it's 2.5, €3 million with a 20% add on. So we'll come back to that. But firstly, Jefte, it is reported that there is much interest in Palmeiras in Brazil. Alan are interested in bringing him back for around €5 to €6 million. If that is the case, if that is true, if that is the offer that we get, should we be taking it?
Yes, yeah, I would take it for him. As people have said before, I'm not a huge Jefte fan. I wouldn't say he's bad, but I wouldn't say he's brilliant either. But to be honest, Martin, I'll just wait and see it because we heard from Russell Martin straight from the horse's mouth about all these rumours we heard in the summer, Raskin, Diamondi, Egaman, everybody's coming in for our players, and it turns out it was all paper talk. So unless something concrete comes out, unless maybe Russell Martin comes out and says I will for an offer or whatever, I'll believe it then. But see when you see all these rumours now, I honestly I really take no note of them now because that's just what's happening around our club. Yeah, granted, we really do need to start getting players out. Probably, to be honest with you, Jefte's not probably one of the top on the list to get out, but you can only get rid of players that people actually want, can't you? And nobody seems to be sniffing about her. I was going to say crap. That's maybe a wee bit too strong. Isn't it? Players that maybe just don't suit our style or who the manager doesn't like. But you can't get rid of them. You know what I mean? You can only get rid of them if somebody wants them.
Well, Barry's saying you've got to take the money for Jefte, if it is
Yeah.
true.
Yep.
And it's quite strong links to suggest that there might be some truth in it. But then also, Taylor's saying, who plays left back if Jefte goes? Now, obviously, we do have Ridvan Yilmaz still at the football club who can still be used until such times as he's sold, not in Europe, obviously. And this boy Mendy looks as if he can also play left back as well. I've got a few reservations on that, but to
Yeah.
Taylor's question, who plays left back if Jefte goes to Aaron's?
No. Honestly, mate, we can't have the whole Aaron's at left back. We've tried all that and it failed miserably. Even for the boys' confidence, I wouldn't put him at left back again. Don't know. I mean, I've said this before on the pod. I think Robbie Fraser's been treated horrendously by us. I thought he'd done well when he went to Livingston, and whatever reason, everybody's seen on the group chat leak, he's been bombed out the team. He's been bombed out the squad. He's not training with the first team. I don't see why we couldn't give that wee boy a chance. At the end of the day, he's Scottish, if it's the quota and all that sort of stuff as well. Then when he played, I mean, he did have a couple of games. Was it last season, maybe at the start of the tail end of the previous season? I thought he'd done all right. I don't think he let himself down at all. But it's one of these things, man. To see if the manager doesn't like you, you could be the best player in the world, but if the manager just doesn't like you and doesn't want you in his team, you can't do anything about it. So if we do get rid of Jefte, we will definitely need to bring in another left back, potentially two, if you're getting rid of Jefte. But the left back issue has been a massive problem for us for a wee while. And somebody posted in our chat about Max Johnston getting, what was it, 1 point odd million. He's potentially going to be getting sold for. I don't know why we're not going for players like that either. Don't know. I don't know, mate.
I'll be honest, and for what my opinion's worth, right? I like Jefte. I think there's a real player there.
I know you do. That's all you
And I
say about
won't
Jefte.
change my mind on it
Yeah,
until he's been here for X amount of years and it ends up not working, and then I'll put my hands up and go, right, okay, it didn't work. I
yeah.
think it would be a mistake
For 5
unless
million, you keep him.
unless we have a replacement
Yeah,
ready to come in. I think it would be a mistake right now to let Jefte go. The reason being is I think he can become a player who's worth a lot more than 5 million. I do genuinely believe that he can become a player who's worth a lot more than that. He needs a lot of work, Alan.
yeah.
Yeah, he does. He needs a
Defensively,
lot of
yeah,
work,
yeah.
and
But,
he
but
needs
look,
to
honestly,
improve.
Martin, look, he's come in the team and he's balanced out. I mean,
Yeah,
that just shows you something. As people know who watch this, I'm not a massive Jefte fan. I think he's defensively culpable for a lot of times, but this potentially is something that he can get. Sorry, um, tuned out him. You know what I mean? He's still young enough. He should be tuning his defensive frailties up a wee bit. But I don't know. As I said earlier on, I'll believe it when I see it. I will believe it when I see it if anything goes. I mean, how long have we heard about Red Vans going? It's every single time. He's gone. I mean, I've said this on the pod weeks and months ago. When Aaron's got his squad number, he's gone. I mean, that clearly shows to me that Russell Martin doesn't want him. He's not going to play him if he's took his squad number off him. I think that's quite a big thing. If you're a player in your team and the manager takes a squad number off you, I mean, there's something wrong there. So Ridvan is a goner. But if push comes to shove, and he is still, I mean, is he even injured? I mean, is he injured?
I don't
What's
know.
going on?
No, I
He's just
don't think so.
It's
No.
just all radio silence, isn't it? It's like you don't even hear about him. Aye. Left back, if that is the case, so we need to get two left backs in. But as I said earlier on, left back isn't really the main problem we've got now, isn't it? There's main
Well,
issues.
no, it's not. But I still do think we need to bring in, even if we
Yeah,
keep
we do.
Jefte, we need to bring in another one.
Yeah.
I think Jefte's just going to take a lot longer to settle. But he has shown me glimpses of a player that he can be, I think, if he's managed correctly. But
Mhm.
Mendy, Alan, right? Again, a player I had Noble Mendy, I'd never heard of him before. Started his career at Matois, under 17s, went to Paris, had a loan spell at Real Betis, or Betis Deportivo, I think is their youth team. Then got his move from Paris to Betis for 4 million. And all of a sudden, we're in the market to bring him in for 3 million. He's not played many games. I think he's played 2 games in La Liga. I think he's played 2 games in the Cup and a couple of games in the Conference League. So he's not a player, Alan, who's had, you know, a lot of football. And we are talking about bringing him in for less than what Real Betis paid for him.
Yeah.
2 and 2's no adding up to 4 there for me.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? I mean, it's even stranger we've signed that Fernandez guy and he's not even really kicked a ball for us. And we've turned out about, what, 3 million, 3.5 million for him. Then I think everybody does know that we need a left sided centre back. But do we really want to sign somebody who is, I think, obviously I'm a fan of the pod as well. Obviously I'm a member of the pod as well. But a lot of people in the comments, a lot of the podders say that there isn't any experience and that we've not signed any players of experience in any of these new signings. Nobody's coming in and thinking, right, he's came for a good pedigree, he's won things before, he's commanding, he can, you know what I mean, he can lead a team, he's an unofficial captain. It's all these young, untested players, and that's what everybody says, isn't it? You need a mixture of youth and you need a mixture of experience. And I'm not really seeing a lot of experience coming in with these signings. Maybe Rothwell, because he's maybe a wee bit older and long in the tooth. I mean, he's what, 30, Rothwell or something like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. They're getting a wee bit strange to me. I mean, I'm surprised he's not went back down south and tried to bloody well sign another player. I mean, so it's probably a wee bit good. He's as I said, he's looked at the map and he saw, oh, there's another country other than England to sign players for. But I don't know. I'm really thinking for the way we're playing in that, mate, we need to be getting some experience in and we need to actually get some players who played in Scotland. Look at Lyle Cameron. He knows the Scottish game and he's just come in and took to our team like a duck to water. He's just took to it. And I was really sort of peed off when we didn't sign that Mulligan guy for Dundee. I thought he would have been a decent player as well.
Just
for
not
whatever
not
reason.
somebody who Thelwell thought
Yeah,
was good enough.
exactly. But I don't know, mate. I'm just getting about.
The only thing I suppose that, it's all right for us as supporters and fans to sit here and go, well, I'm not sure about that signing, and I'm not sure about that signing, and he's not played that much football. The guys in the football club, know their stuff, know their business. Otherwise, the Americans wouldn't have brought them in. You've got to say Farewell done a pretty good job at Everton, with a shit show that Everton was at the time. So I suppose you've got to sit back and go, right, okay, well, we can look at it and judge it in terms of what they've done in the past, or how little they've played, or how little experience they've got. I suppose, and I'm being quite hypocritical because of my opinions and comments on Martin. I suppose we've just got to trust Thelwell and Purdy and the recruitment staff at Ibrox that they can see a player when they know a player when they see one.
I know, but how often do we say these things? Oh, you got to trust this guy, and he might turn out good. We all trusted Niles Coppin, and he didn't exactly pick. I mean, he's the one that's scouting Robin proper. You know what I mean? So for whatever scout picks a good one, there's probably going to be 2 or 3 guys who are just not going to cut it. And I don't know. I mean, you're on about the new owners who've brought this in. These are the owners that have been hoodwinked with Russell Martin. I'm with you now, mate. I'm still miffed at the whole Russell Martin thing. I thought it was hilarious when you were saying get him out, get him out. I thought it was brilliant. But obviously, there's rush decisions you can come to. But as we've said before, nobody wanted this guy whatsoever, and it's now sort of coming to fruition that a lot of people are maybe getting sort of proven right. See the thing I wanted to say. Russell Martin got schooled by Stephen Presley on Saturday. That's what happened. And Stephen Presley's not a pure brilliant manager either. I mean, I'm going to hold my hands up here. I think people are giving Dundee a hell of a lot of discredit because Stephen Presley came to Ibrox. We battered and hammered Plens. And see if I was a manager of Dundee and I seen what Rangers done Plens and a well better European team, I would have said, right, we're going to part the bus because we're going to get our bums felt here. We need to just part the bus and see what happens. And then obviously as the game's panned out, they thought, well, we've got a wee opportunity to get something here. And that's what these teams do. I'm not going to hold any aggression towards teams that come to Ibrox, especially teams like Dundee, because at one point to them could mean staying up or going down. You know what I mean? We forget we're Rangers and we're going to win the league and blah blah blah. We've got a right to challenge the league. These
I
wee
wish.
teams, no, but these wee teams are fighting for a life. Something, you know what I mean? If we don't win the league, it's not the end of the day. See, when a lot of these teams get relegated, people lose their jobs and lose their livelihood. So I'm not going to say anything bad about these wee teams coming to Ibrox
No,
because at the end
no.
of the day, our players are getting paid a hell of a lot of money, compared to what these smaller teams are getting paid. And they're matching up with them. You know what I mean? A one each draw is the same as it's a draw. So on that day, you have been the same or better potentially than the team that you're playing. You know what I mean? So no, Stephen Presley, I'm going to give him credit. I know they've not done well in pre-seasons, but pre-season games mean he hot. But I just thought I'd
No,
say that.
they were also dreadful against Hibs at home.
Yes, I know, but that's what you say. And I pulled you up on this when you said Motherwell were dreadful and you said Dundee were dreadful. And look what happens. We drew with them. So see your next league game, but technically it would have been St Mirren. You need to turn around and say they're a good team and we will beat them, right? Because you're the jinx.
No, it's not me that's the jinx. It's Rangers Football Club that's the jinx. Because
I know, mate.
Motherwell were pathetic against Peterhead and just managed to scrape past them. Dundee were pathetic against Hibs and got humbled at home quite comfortably. It was 2-1, but it was a comfortable 2-1. It's no coincidence that they then both come and play against Rangers and find it relatively easy. That's not me. That's Russell Martin and the players. I've made it easy for them.
Mate, something fundamentally wrong. I mean, I've been itching to get a couple of points across, and it's just the whole fact that I think, see, for Russell Martin, he sees philosophy of football, but it's not going to work in Scotland. Sees all this ball possession, all this. You can have 90% of the ball. I don't care if you've got 90% of the. It's not a boxing match. It's not going to get won in points or whatever. It's goals going in the net. You can have all the possession you want. I don't care. I just want to see the team scoring goals. Any Rangers fan this season would say scrappy 1-0s. That's all we want, and we'll win the league this season. You'd bite your hand off if that's what they said. Scrappy 1-0s, we'll win the league. You would take that. I'd take that. Take your hand off for that right now. But this style of play, he's got two options. Russell Martin. He changes his style of play. This is my opinion. Right? I'm just saying this as a I don't know. I was going to call myself a pundit. I wouldn't even say I'm that high as a pundit. Right? He either changes his football philosophy and tactics, or he's going to get sacked. It's only two. I can't see this. I can't see the way he wants to play being successful in Scotland. It's just not going to work. And he's got two options. Either he sticks with it or he doesn't. Don't know if you feel the same. Don't know if the comments feel the same. But we were told about this, weren't it? We were told about this when he came here, ball possession, all this sort of stuff, and nothing's really going on.
I take it back to your point that he was outmanaged by Stephen Presley.
He was, I know, but
he was outmanaged by Stephen Presley.
But you've got to give Stephen Presley his due. I mean, that's see if you were Stephen Presley, Martin, that's what you would do. You can't turn around and say, I'm going to Dundee, I'm going to Ibrox, I'm just going to start. I mean, and I can't remember who said it. Somebody did say a very, very, very good point. I can't remember who it was, but that was Dundee without what's his name?
Simon Murray and Jan
Simon
Danda.
Murray and Danda. So two of their best players, they came to Ibrox. You never know, see if they two players, they might actually beat us. You know what I mean? I mean,
if your auntie had balls, should be your uncle. You know what I mean?
But it's true. But it's true.
Well, I keep forgetting you can't say that anymore.
You can't say that.
What did you make about Chris Boyd's comments? Which I thought were absolute and complete nonsense, by the way.
Do you know what, mate?
Hold on, I'll tell, just in case anybody hasn't heard them. I'm sure everybody has, but just in case they haven't. The players that Rangers have brought in aren't an upgrade in any way over the players that were here before. Rangers haven't really made any improvements in their squad. I think that's absolute nonsense.
Rubbish. Yeah, that is rubbish. I mean, we have made improvements all over the team. Put it this way, but we've got a lot of. That's what really annoying me. You can see we have signed a lot of good quality players. I mean, Gassama is a great player. He's better than anything we had in the left wing last season. So how's that not an improvement? Ant-Man, he's come on and made an immediate impact. Is he going to be better than Cherny? Who knows? We just don't know. We can't turn around and say no. I'm holding out a lot of hope for Asgard as well. Asgard looks like a good player, but he could come into the team and he could be crap. That's just what could happen. He could come into the team and be absolutely awful. But you can't turn around and say no. I've just sometimes in Chris Point, it's the whole and every time he opens his bloody up, just speak and get to your bloody point. You know what I mean? He says that all the time, but it's one of these things, isn't it? He's a pundit now, and he says things that are going to get attention. That's just what it is, isn't it? Everybody says it's all pantomime with him and Sutton when they do the Sky Sports stuff. Sometimes Chris Sutton does actually talk a lot of sense. I mean, the guy's an absolute. He talks
sense when he wants to. He talks sense when he wants to, and he tries to stick the boot in most of the time and come out. And he comes away with some ridiculous stuff that there's absolutely no way he believes. Absolutely no way he believes. But I am getting a wee bit fed up of Boyd, to be honest with you. Absolute nonsense.
You can maybe see his point as well, mate, because he's a Rangers fan. He's probably just as fed up as us. You know what I mean? He's had enough. I mean, Chris Boyd, I don't even know if he's 40 or whatever, but we've all seen this. We're all just annoyed. We're all just really had enough of this same crap year after year after year. And it's like, would it have been better to just hire a Scottish manager? I know people won't like this. Would it have been better to just get Derek McInnes in and just say, right, make us hard to beat in Scotland, and that's it? Because I'm telling you something right now. See the night's game. I'm not even up for it.
I wish people would stop saying Derek McInnes.
It's just an example. Just an example. But it's like the night's game. I can't even really be bothered with it. I would probably be looking forward to the game more if we were like maybe playing Hearts at Tynecastle or something. I think I would go up for it. But it's because we know Europe's going to take care of itself. We're already 3-0 up. And it's the actual. I want to see how the players are performing in the league. I want to see how we're going to do that. And it's no good. They've suspended the St Mirren game, then it's a cup game with Alloa, then it's Celtic, and then it's going to be a international break and all that type of stuff. So we're not actually going to get into the meats and bones of things until a month. You know what I mean? It's rubbish. It's just rubbish, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is. So what we'll do is then, right, we'll leave all that chat behind and we'll just look ahead to tonight. Because no matter how crap we're feeling, it's still a big game for the football club. It's a game that's worth €5 million, Al, and it's a game that gets us one step closer to getting into the Champions League. So we are 3-0 up for the first leg. Is there any worries? Have you got any worries that this could still be quite a tricky tie, or do you think 3-0's enough?
Aye, I think 3-0 is enough. But I mean, I was going to say, would you be surprised if something happened? And to be honest with you, see if we did get beat 4-3 or we get beat 5, whatever, that probably would be surprising, because the way our team Pilsen need to come out. I mean, at the end of the day, there's no point in them sitting in and think, oh, we'll try and nick one or we'll get it to half time or whatever. They need to come out all guns blazing to keep themselves in the champ. I mean, this is for a Champions League place. Let's not forget these type of things. It's for the Champions League. That'll mean a lot of money for them as well. But I don't know. As I said, it's hard. It's hard for me to get excited about it, because you know for a fact, as everybody says in these things, the players are just going to show up and play well and perform. But I've grown up. You've grown up as well, Martin. We were Rangers fans where we were crap in Europe. You know what I mean? We're getting absolutely
shocking
hammered.
In Europe.
We're getting our pants built down, and but we were winning the league consistently. And it's now it's an automatic 180. You know what I mean? It's just totally flipped round, and right, we're crap in the league now, but we're always performing well in Europe. Granted, if you're an owner, you want us to get into the Champions League to get that money. See, if you bought something, you knew potentially you were going to get a £40 million back on your investment immediately. That'd be great. But they're also forgetting, I think if we win the league this year, it's automatic qualification as well, isn't it? Is it? I'm sure. Maybe somebody in the comments will tell us. So that's another £40 million for next year. So that's potentially 80 million they could potentially make over a season.
I don't know if it's next year or the year after. The team that wins the league goes into the second qualifying round.
Yeah,
so that's
I
how
think
far
that's 26, 27. I think it might be 26, 27. Maybe somebody in the comments can tell us. There's always somebody. There's multiple man I handy, man. They should know these things. But it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for but I know what everybody's saying. They're not bored with European football, but we've become accustomed to playing well in Europe, isn't it? We've just got used to it. And it's like, I want to see how we cope in the new format of the Champions League, because I think it would be quite exciting. Everybody's getting a wee bit more of a level playing field when we get it, if it's a Champions League draw that's different to how it used to be. But I just really want to get some league games seen. And as I said to you earlier on, I don't think it's going to work this style.
I don't think. Again, I've put myself out there. I think he should be gone, but that's just me. No,
I agree.
In terms of the team tonight, Al, are we expecting some changes?
I think Tav will come in. Everybody knows, everybody watches it. Lewis loves it when I mention Tav. I would probably have him back in, because I don't think Aarons hasn't offered anything for me. I just don't think. I don't know if it's maybe just going to be one. Maybe the guy's his confidence just took a whack.
Needs a wee bit of time.
He really needed to be bedded into the team for the start. Having him dumping him out of left back is not going to have anything done for his confidence. But I think Tav might be in. Jefte probably will be at left back. I want to see Raskin in the team. See, for me, I don't want to see Raskin get dropped again. I just don't. For me personally, he's your best player. And you can see when Raskin comes on, he does try. He's one of these guys that will try and grab the game by the scruff of the neck and do something. See if his colleagues ain't really doing anything, he will try. And he's obviously adding goals to his game. Is it going to work playing Rodwell and Raskin in the team? The only way we're going to know this is if he actually tries it. Diomande out in his ear. That guy's done nothing for me at all this season. I'm not a huge fan of Diomande. Get Cameron in. Desser's back up front. You've got Gasman. You've got Ant-Man up front. As I said, see when you actually look at these players and you know that they will perform tonight and they will get the spaces. It's not it's not a concern. But what would happen if we did get beat United? But it probably wouldn't be as much a disaster as what people think. But I don't know. Europe is great, but I would just love to just concentrate on a season where we're in the league. Just the league. Just the league, the cup, the league, the cup, the league, the cup.
The problem is now though that there's no money in the league. There's no money in the league.
There's not. I know.
All the money's in Europe.
Europe, I know, mate. I know. It just makes it a wee bit easier. Plus, when you get into all these Europa League, I mean, I hate Sunday games. I've grew up of the age where it used to be Saturday at 3:00. You get the football on. But see these Sunday games at 12:00 and all that nonsense, and which were these Saturday night kick-off times as well. Why are we playing every single bloody Saturday night at stupid o'clock? You know what I mean? It's like people have got a social life. People might want to go out. I'm too old to go out nowadays, but you've got young Rangers fans who might want to go out and get boozed up on a Saturday night, not sit in the house and watch bloody a Rangers game.
Because it's more important for people to go out and get boozed than what it is to sort out Rangers games, Alan. That's what's more important. Going out and getting
That's
boozed.
What makes it better, Martin, doesn't it? That's what you do after the Rangers game.
I've got a comment here, Al, that I think is going to scare you a wee bit.
Fire away, mate.
Cassie, double at right centre mid, call it.
No. Cassie, I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong, Cassie. Listen, see Kieran Dowell, right? He's been an absolute whipping boy, and I've done it myself. I was on this pod last season, and it was a whipping boy. I mean, you remember, this is how far back it goes. You used to actually call him Kieran McDowell. Remember? Used to call him Kieran McDowell. Remember?
I get him mixed up with a boy that plays golf.
It was the whipping boy, and he's come in and he's still the whipping boy. Listen, I've got no personal animosity or anything towards Kieran Dowell. See, if I met him in the street, I'd probably shake his hand and say, look, you've been given a tough time, but he's not Rangers quality. He's not a right-sided midfielder.
The manager likes him, Al. The manager doesn't understand the criticism that Kieran McDowell
but he's a manager. He should be looking at that and thinking, right, okay, I know people don't agree with Saturday when he came on and he was getting booed. I do think some people have said they were booing the decision to take Cameron or whatever off and replace him with Dowell. Dowell's seem to watch a game and your team's struggling and you need a goal. Dowell's not the man to think, oh, brilliant, we're going to bring him on and we're going to win the game. It's he's not the English Messi. Come on, Slipstream, you're having a laugh there. He's having an absolute laugh. But it's a shame for the guy. It is a shame for the guy. But one, there's a couple of things is he's not cut out to play this level. The shot's too big for him, and there's better players in the team that he's taking a spot out of. So his level was at Birmingham. You know what I mean? And that's probably just. Was it Alan? You're so right. It was I have paid for a lawnmower. I've got fake grass in the bit. You know what? I'm not even going to bite on it.
I can't laugh, so I'm refusing to laugh. I'm refusing to laugh. Yes, I'm absolutely refusing to laugh. Look, again, I like to try and not be negative all the time. I'm still just scun up for the week. I'm still just scun up for the weekend, all right. But to be honest, yes, for the finances, yes, for trying to, play against the top teams in Europe, because that's how you improve. You play the better teams. We've seen that one season in the Champions League that we were in it, where we basically got annihilated most games, right? And it wasn't pretty. But if you look at the likes of Bruges, for example, who we could play in the playoff, you look at them in the Champions League, every year they're getting better in it, right? So you need to be in it to get better in it, right?
Yep.
However, and we need them, and every club needs the money from the Champions League now to move forward because of FFP and all that. I get all that, right? However, regardless of what happens tonight, unless we go and get a severe beat down, right? If we go through tonight, it's not going to, for me, change anything moving forward. The only thing that's going to start changing my opinion and some other people's opinions is to start winning domestically. So as much as I want us to win tonight, I'll be supporting the team tonight. Of course I will. I'll be not jumping about celebrating because I don't have the ability to do that right at this very moment. I'll be celebrating if we win and we go through, and I'll be delighted that we went through. But my thoughts and feelings on the team domestically, nothing tonight will change that.
Yeah, it's the same conversation, Martin. Last year it was the same under Clement. We were garbage in the league and we were winning in Europe. I mean, what can you do? See if you could come in and just wave a magic wand and fix it. you would do it, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is the players or, and we can only go by what we're seeing with Martin right now, and it's the style of play. These styles of play do work in Europe, right? European football is totally different to Scotland because teams ain't going to camp out in their own half and just hope for the best. Teams will attack, and that's where you get space. But you don't get the space in Scotland now. I mean, I sent that thing in the group chat the other day. We were just lumping balls, about 15 balls into the box. See, in Scotland, that's bread and butter to these guys. They're just all these lower teams have got big, solid centre halves who just head the ball away for fun. Yeah, I know. Do you know what? I could have an inroad with that, but I'm not a vegan. I'm not.
Alan's going to end up quitting this podcast. So he is.
It's water off a duck's back. Honestly, as I said, told you before, of the whole vegetarian stuff. What'd you eat? What'd you eat? So I don't eat anything because there's only meat in the world. You know what I mean? I've got that all grown up. I'm a vegetarian. You're a veggie. What'd you eat? So nothing. You know what I mean? I just live on air.
Alan,
You know
stop. Right, stop. Right, okay, folks. Listen, we're back tonight for pre-match build-up. It will be myself and Aaron. Aaron's back 5:30 tonight. We'll be back for pre-match build-up, and then at 5 to 6 we've got the watch along for all channel members, and then at 8 p.m. myself, Kenny, and Stuart will be back for reaction. So plenty to look forward to tonight. Alan, a wee prediction off you for the night, buddy. Have you?
Do I need to? Do I need
No.
to? No.
No.
You give me your prediction then.
I'll still be raging come the next league game. There's my prediction.
I know, 2-0. Oh, Everton's great and Everton's rosy, but it's like, okay, we just want to see the next league game. That's it. I don't think we should have postponed the St Mirren game. I think it's probably the worst thing potentially could have done. But
we'll see what happens with that if it does end up postponed.
I know.
We'll see what happens.
Fun and games, eh?
Right, folks. Yes, it's all great when you're feeling good about your football club, innit? When you do it for a living and you talk 5 times a day into a wee screen and people just shout back at you. It's superb feeling like this. I didn't think I would feel like this so early on.
I heard Scott on the morning show, and one thing I did want to say. He was on about we had golf, we had butcher, with all these type of players when we brought in. It's like that's what we need as well. We need a strong. We need big players, but unfortunately, I don't think they make players like that anymore.
No.
Players aren't like that, and that's sort of what we need. And that's one of the main reasons why Celtic do well, because see, as soon as they get slotted into that team, Scott Brown's like that, right? We win the league. See if you don't do it, pull your socks up. Whereas when we get new players, it's like, we used to win the league and we won that league that one time. And it's like, if you don't win it, don't worry about it. Just go back into the norm. That's what it is, isn't it? But I'd love to have a player like that. Just somebody that shouts and balls, and these players are looking.
But I don't think that is football anymore. I just don't think that's football anymore.
Football's changed. It's changed, and it's changed for the worse.
Massively. Right, we've got a quick question for Odd Bob. I don't like these questions, right? Because they're hypothetical, right? But if we play well tonight but lose the next domestic match, which is against Celtic, if the St Mirren game's cancelled, what should happen? You already know what I think should happen right now. So if we lose the next game in the league, my opinion's only going to get stronger on that. So it's a hypothetical question.
That's when other fans who maybe they're unsure. I think if we get beat off Celtic, then we'll start really thinking about Martin. If he's no good enough or whatever, but we can only hope we're going to win. I mean, at the end of the day, I've said on the pod before, Old Firm games are bragging rights, pretty much. You can maybe win 1 or 2, but as we've seen last season, we've done well against Celtic. We beat Celtic. It's all the other teams that we need to win against. So that's just how Old Firm games go. The first one you put a marker down. Don't get me wrong, but we could beat Celtic, and in our next league game we could get humped or we could draw, whatever. So this first one's not going to really make or break anything. for the league standings.
No, and it's not going. I don't think it will make the owners make a decision either.
No, no.
To be fair, I think the owners are going to stick with Martin as long as they possibly can. Hopefully, they get it right. I hope they get it right. I hope Martin turns it around and we go on and win the league. And I'm
We
sitting
all
here
do.
looking stupid after 2 games. I was sitting here looking stupid after what was it, 3 or 4 games with Cherny when I went after the old firm the defeat, the first old firm defeat of
Yeah.
the season, and Cherny was rotten. And I'm sitting here going, just send him back to Wolfsburg. He's not got the heart, he's not got the desire, he's not got the fight. And then look what happened. I looked like an idiot, but I was happy to look like an idiot. So
Listen, nobody wants, as Rangers fans, nobody wants to be negative, and nobody wants to see the team doing bad. But see, at the end of the day, if there's something wrong, it's not going to just fix itself. It's like, see, if you get a leaky shower and you just leave it, it's not going to fix itself. It needs to get fixed. You can't just leave it and think, oh, it's going to fix itself. Something's going to happen.
Depends how bad the leak is, I suppose.
Well, a wee tiny leak can cause a lot of damage, Martin. I'm telling you, I've seen it before.
I know my stepdad's a plumber, so I do know these things. I do know these things.
There you go.
Right, Al, that will do us for today. Thank you very much, my friend.
Pleasure.
Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. Please make sure before you leave that you do hit that like button and that subscribe button, and you help to support the podcast. You can follow us across all socials there in the description, and you can join as a member if you want to help support the podcast a little bit further, either on YouTube or Patreon, whatever one you want, whatever one you prefer. You have that option. Right, so yes, we are back tonight at 5:30 for your build-up to the Pilsen game. So until then, enjoy the rest of your day, folks, and we shall speak very, very soon.